Welcome aboard, fellow passengers. This is your host, BusyBee speaking, joined reluctantly, as always, by hijinx. If you're wondering what that screeching sound you heard last week was, it was probably the exact moment I saw my favorite character on screen and fangirl squealed at the top of my lungs. My bad. On the bright side, that means I can finally stop mostly speaking in code. But more on that later. For now, it's time for pop culture. In honor of something happening in this episode, let's talk about the Olympics. The Summer Olympics were hosted in Athens, Greece. There were 10,625 athletes, which was 600 more than expected. I don't know how they managed that.
How could they have more than they expected?
I don't know. That's just what it's telling me online. And there were 5,501 team officials.
And everything online is true. Remember?
Look, I'm just going to believe it. I'm not digging deeper because I don't feel like it. All from 201 countries. There were 301 medal events in 28 different sports. And this was the first time since 96 that all the countries in the National Olympic Committee were in attendance. And this also marked the first time that Athens hosted the Games since their conception in 1896. So over 108 years later, give or take.
Yeah.
Returning the game to the place of its birth. The top three countries that medaled were Russia in third place with 90 medals overall, 28 of them gold. China in second with only 63 medals. Only 63 medals, but 32 were gold, so more than Russia. And USA, of course, in first with 101 overall medals, 36 gold. Unfortunately, none of those winners are in this episode because this is Lost Eight, my podcast.
What? This is an Olympics podcast? What the?
It's not an Olympics podcast. And while I don't think any of the winners were on this flight, it's possible. The Olympics took place in August, and this started in September, so there's a chance.
Could have been flying home.
As far as I'm aware, they're not there. But the reason why I decided Olympics, because, sports, and Hurley made golf.
I forgot. I didn't realize this was the golf episode, but that's a very...
I knew it was coming close, but I was like, golf!
That thing of Hurley and Charlie, like, swinging the golf clubs around, that's like, that was one of the gifts that was forever in the fuselage. I mean, people had that as their little avatar and on their screen.
I love Charlie trying to teach Hurley how to play and like trying to wrap his arms around her. Like, no
touchy.
No, stop it. Just trying to help.
Anyway, that was funny.
So diving into the episode, a couple of our favorite characters showed up.
You should mention the episode title.
Oh, it's Solitary.
And it's a Saeed episode.
It is Saeed. And it's named Solitary for two reasons. One, he went off on his own. And two, Nadia was in solitary confinement. That's right.
Yes.
She was.
Nadia.
And as much as I tried, they couldn't get a hole in one. So I couldn't make the tie into golf either, but I tried. Maybe it's solitary ball, but we got Nadia and we got Danielle and we got French lady. Favorite. We got Ethan. Ethan's the one I've been hint, nudging about for the past. How many episodes are we in? 9 episodes.
That was 9. Yeah.
So the past 8 episodes.
Yeesh. Yes, Ethan, you have been dying to.
He was only in there for that big amount of time, like an inch. But I'll take it. That means he's there.
He just popped in. Like, where did he come from?
Hey, he was just bringing stuff, including golf clubs. He looked like. Yep. So, hijinx. What would you like to talk about the episode besides our favorites? We'll get to them in a little bit.
Well, it was our first glance, obviously, into Saeed's backstory and his work in the Iraqi army and his work as a communications officer, making
very loose quotes,
making the other side communicate, and also find out about Nadia and I always loved the character of Saeed. I thought that was I always thought he was a great character. I'm trying to think. I never got to meet Naveen. I wish I did, though.
Aww.
I don't think he never came to. Yeah, he didn't come to any of the parties. But
his loss.
Yeah. It was his loss. And we were lost without him.
They said the title of the episode a lot. Or not episode, the series a lot.
They did say lost a lot. No, the whole thing was, well, I mean, it was interesting seeing all the stuff with Danielle again, because I just, seeing it in retrospect and her talking about the voices and the sickness and her having to kill everyone, I kind of forgot about all that. And her talking about the others before we know, spoiler alert, about the others.
There are more people on the island, maybe. That or Danielle's crazy. It's entirely up in the air at this point.
Okay, we all know that there are others, but hearing
Saeed
that
doesn't know that. Spoiler for him.
Spoiler for him. Saeed, close your ears.
Maybe that's why he didn't go to the parties. Y'all were going to spoil him.
That's right. That's true. It's true. No, but again, watching the episodes with, knowledge now is, like I said, always interesting, because of course we would be speculating about all that stuff.
So I noticed something else, and I don't necessarily want to bring too much attention to it, but was how much Danielle avoided the topic of Alex, despite asking in about 5 languages, where is Alex? Bo is Alex. Donde está Alex? And like 2 others I couldn't hear. Probably one of the French.
Yeah, but that does come up. Well, and then of course, okay, I'm not supposed to talk about that because that's spoilerish.
I know. There's one thing I specifically want to talk about, but I can't. But I love the fact that Saeed assumed that it's her husband and it's her kid.
Yeah, I did know that. I did remember that Alex was her child. I think Alex is actually a female too.
Yes, but it's never hinted at, and that's the thing I wasn't bringing up.
Yeah. Well, it's meant to be vague, but
it's supposed to be an ambiguous name, gender neutral name. But the whole time Saeed was assuming guy.
Yeah, and then she ends up saying it's Robert, who she killed. But yeah, she definitely has like a whole spread. The one thing about, obviously she's been there 16 years, but either they had a crap ton. I was going to cuss there. I controlled myself, but either they had a crap ton of stuff on that boat, or she has literally scavenged a ridiculous amount. They scavenged more. She scavenged more than like Gilligan's Island did.
16 years worth of scavenging.
I know, but it's supposed to be an island out in the middle of nowhere. And you're like, where did she get all this stuff? And then she seems, but she seems so like disbelieving that he crashed, that he's from an airplane crash. And she's got all this crap. Like, where'd you get you got him on a bed.
So my thinking is that maybe there's been other crashes to the island. Well, but it's all been like boats, and she's been near her island section of the island, maybe her side, their side, kind of thing. So when the plane crashed,
your side, my side, your side.
See it? She didn't hear it. She's like, BS.
I know, but
picture didn't happen.
It's still funny. It's just that she's got like all this stuff there, and then she sems flabbergasted.
Well, if she didn't hear the plane go down, didn't see the plane go down, did it really go down?
Did the plane actually go down?
Are there actually 40 plus people sitting on somewhere on the island?
There's 40 something.
You'd probably believe that part, but you wouldn't believe they came from a plane.
I know it was really kind of heart tugging when she didn't want Saeed to go, because she wanted someone to talk to and someone to touch, and it was like, oh, but you're crazy. But you're crazy.
Kid gloves. Don't touch the crazy. Crazy spreads.
Excuse me. Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Oh, but then the whole thing with the golf, it's cracking me up. Them betting at the end, they're like $5, $10. My dinner. Yes. Dinner. That's what matters right now.
Dinner and sunscreen.
Didn't you just bet Bojack? Well, you need the sunscreen.
Yeah. This boon. Babe. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Princess.
Princess. That's what he usually calls it. You need the sunscreen.
You need the sunscreen. What else was it that Sawyer offered? I don't remember.
It's 2 bottles of sunscreen and I don't remember what else. But yeah.
Also, I love how much Hurley is on board with not having to eat boar. Changing up the menu. Rabbit? Sure. Fine. What else you got?
Rodents.
Rodents. Sure. Let's do it.
I think he was turning his nose up at the rodent idea, but
he was sick and tired of boar. He's done with it. He's had probably like 10 wars at this point.
Also, who was it that didn't know about the polar bear?
Michael.
Was it Michael? Charlie
polar bears. Charlie's like, you didn't hear about the polar bear?
And Charlie was like, you didn't know about the polar bear?
Michael's like,
polar bear, where have you been?
His flabbers have been gasted.
Cast my flabbers. Yeah. So yeah,
everyone just slowly flocking to the very massive golf course of 2 holes.
I think it's 3. Or maybe it was 2 coals at three par. That's what it was. Yeah.
So,
that's what it
shots. Was. I like how Charlie's like, I've never made par before. Oh. Didn't make it.
Didn't make it this time either, dude.
Nope. Okay. Anything else about the episode before we dive into what we want to?
I think that should suffice. Go on, talk about your peoples.
Okay. Our fandom topic is just the 3 people that we saw come up in the episode. And I'm going to start with William Mayfather, who does a fantastic job of playing Ethan in the episodes to come. I know he was only in there for like 2 minutes. I will take those 2 minutes and talk about them.
I adore William.
I guess you said he's like one of the sweetest guys.
He is. I've had the pleasure. William showed up at 2 of the fan parties, the Destination LA 1 and 2. So I've had the extreme pleasure of meeting him, and I actually got to interview him once on the phone for I don't even remember what I was interviewing him for some online thingamajig, but he is absolutely just the sweetest guy. Super sweet. But yeah, he flips a switch and he has a evil switch.
We love the evil switch.
He has an evil switch. We love it. But I mean, I also bonded with him because he went to Notre Dame.
So for those of you who are unaware, Hijinx currently resides in Georgia. I reside in northern Indiana.
But I resided
the thing here.
Yeah, I for a few decades also resided up there, and
that's why I reside here.
In the land of Notre Dame. And so William Mayfather graduated from Notre Dame University, so he is a domer, which is what they're known as. And if you go to grad school there, then you're a double domer. But anyway, so we talked about different. There's a old bar there called the Linebacker, and so we talked about different places there. And anyway, but he's a fantastic guy, and he's also, I guess, somewhat known for being Tom Cruise's cousin. So
is he?
Tom Cruise's real last name is Mayfather. Their dads are brothers.
Oh, I can kind of see the resemblance now that I think about it.
And shows up in a number of Tom Cruise's movies. So, but yes, they are cousins. Tom Cruise's real last name is Mayfather.
I had no idea.
Yep. But don't hold it against him. Anyway, so yeah, well, and it's funny because when we were talking about the fact that William can flip a switch and become evil. Mm-hmm. Hello, Ethan. Right now we have the nice, normal Ethan, but there will be a flip. There will be a switch that flips, and so we'll get to see that other side. But yes, he's just fantastic, and I love everything. Every role I ever see him do, he's just fantastic. So
he's a great actor, really nice guy. That's why, in case you're all like at the start of the episode, if you've not seen Lost, first of all, you should know better by now. I've only warned you. But if you do know, you understood why I freaked out for a guy who had 2 minutes of screen time. If you didn't, you now know why. It's because he's gonna go whoopity swoop and swap.
Yeah, yeah. He does come into play very, very soon. Like maybe next episode.
It's got to be in the next few episodes. So I guess I was a little bit dyslexic. I thought he was in by 6. He was in by 9. I just had it flipped. I was so close.
So who did you want to talk about next?
Let's talk about Danielle.
Danielle Rousseau. Yes. So she's played by Mira Furlan, who she has a very long sci-fi history. Off the top of my head, shoot, I can't remember the.
Never mind, it's not off the top of her head.
No, you're gonna have to bear with me for a second because I can't remember the show that she was on for a really long time. But I saw her when I went. She was at Dragon Con. Oh, Babylon 5. Okay. Yeah, so she was most famous for being on Babylon 5. But she did a panel. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it was at Dragon Con that I saw her. She did a Lost panel, which was kind of cool. But there was a lot of Babylon 5 people there too. But she did specifically do a Lost panel. But she was so funny. She was like sitting up on the table with her legs cross-legged, and she was just so sweet. So I did get to meet her, and watch her. She answered questions and stuff. But yeah, she did such a really good job with that character. She was just a really sweet lady. What are you making faces at?
Sorry, I was looking her up, and I guess she is posthumously in a movie. She passed away in 2021, but a movie came out in 2024 this year called Space Command Redemption. And it does feature several Space Command, hopeful vision of the future, a space-going saga featuring Walking Dead's Ethan McDowell, Star Trek Discovery's Doug Jones, Star Trek Voyager's Robert Picardo, and Babylon 5's Mira Furlan. Bruce Boxleitner and Bill Mumy. It's interesting.
Yeah, I did know that she passed away a few years ago because I remember hearing that. But yeah, she was a very sweet lady. But yeah, she had a really interesting panel because she was all into it and stuff, and she was like really enjoyed doing the show and stuff, being asked to do it. I think.
She's just she has that like crazy look in her eye that she nails perfectly.
Yeah,
it's hard to nail that crazy
and be taken seriously at the same time.
Yes.
she was very committed. Well, and that was the other thing that, like I said, the fact that when you first watch the episode or when you're first watching the show and you don't realize that part of the stuff she's talking about and that you later see with Saeed where you're hearing the whispers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And because there was a lot of that. Is there a sickness, or is the island causing a sickness causing you to hear stuff? And then later realizing, oh, there really are other people. And so anyway, but yeah. So we can get to Andrea now.
All right, get to Miss Nadia. Andrea.
She is the sweetest. So I met Andrea too. Andrea Gabriel, who is this tiny little cutesy person that you can just put in your pocket. Which is complete opposite, which shows how good at acting she is. Yeah. Andrea Gabriel plays Nadia. And just, of course, does a fabulous job. But she came to, I know she came to at least the first two fan events. I think she might have come to another one or two of them too. I can't remember. But she participated on the fuselage. And she always would come in and be like, "Hey, bunnies."
Oh, bunny.
I don't know why she called us bunnies, but that was her thing.
Did you question it?
No, of course not. We were her bunnies. We were her bunnies. And she was just
bunnies.
Yeah, it's got bunnies. But she was just the sweetest little, she would come up and talk to everybody and just really the sweetest little bubbly thing. Like I said, absolutely nothing like Nadia. She's like a little peppery cheerleader kind of girl. She's just, she's like really sweet and funny. And she loved meeting all the Lost fans and loved coming to our little fandom parties and stuff. So, and she loved participating on the fuselage. Anytime there was a Saeed episode, we could expect her to show up. And sometimes she'd show up just randomly when she wanted to, but she was almost always there.
Aww.
On the night there was a Saeed episode. Yeah. She always came on.
You love to hear it. There's actors so involved in the show.
Hello, puppies. Yeah. And she'd go, and answer questions and stuff, which is what I think she was mainly a fuselage person, but I think she may have, I'm trying to think, she might have, somebody else might know better than I. I'm pretty sure she probably had a VIP thread that she answered questions into. Somebody else would probably know better than I would. Because like I said, I wasn't as much of a threaded board person, but I do know she came on the linear board and interacted with people. But yeah, she was a sweetheart. I can't remember. I don't think William ever came to the linear board. I'm not sure if you know about it.
How dare you keep that from him?
Oh, you know what? When he came to, I think we tried to log him on. There's actually a picture of me trying to log him onto the fuselage at
really?
the second fan party. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure if we succeeded or not. I can't remember now. But yeah, so I'm not sure if we ever succeeded in getting him logged on or not.
And the fact that you question it makes me think you didn't.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. I think he might have been one of the ones. I think he signed my laptop. I had like 4 people sign my laptop that year. I think he might have been one of the 4 that signed it.
You can check.
Yes, I just got my laptop out of storage, and so I think, I just put it in the other storage unit. But yeah.
So, side note, I find it hilarious that you and I are zooming this this episode right now. Hijinx was in my house for the past 5 days. Mm-hmm. She came up, she visited, she got a U-Haul, took her stuff back down. We didn't record an episode while she was up here. We waited till she got back down to Georgia.
I waited until I was exhausted and said, "Hey, let's do an episode." I'm like, okay,
I called her. I'm like,
tired.
"Have you watched the episode yet?" She's like, "No." I'm like,
"No, I've been sleeping."
You got 45 minutes. Go.
Yeah, so you're welcome. I know. We could have just done it, but it would have been weird to have the headphones on and be sitting right next to each other.
I mean, we could have figured it out. I'm sure Jamie could have figured it out.
Why do it when we're right next to each other? That's no fun.
Sure it is.
I don't think your little... What do we call her?
Squishy.
I don't think Squishy would have allowed that.
Well, sounds like her problem.
She would have wanted to been part of that. But yes. But yeah, I was just up there. That's the appropriate term. I was just up there, and now I'm back down here.
Somewhere up there. Where dreams go to die. It's just cold and wet up here.
It wasn't really that cold. There's no snow.
Well, then don't jinx it.
You're welcome. It's my name.
Don't hijinx it.
Don't hijinx it. By the way, that reminds me. So one of the times I was acknowledged by the Nomad.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, so Damon Lindelhoff, his handle, his alias.
I think we've discussed this before. It's his name backwards, right?
Yeah. So he went by the Nomad. So he was one of the few people who, when acknowledging me, said, "Hi, Space Jinx." Which is where, so it's my actual
play on her name.
Well, did we talk about we're
not using real names. You can't try to do that.
I'm talking about but so my original online name was going to be Jinx.
But Jinx was taken.
But no. Oh. In the world of Buffy, because remember I started on the linear board for the bronze. Mm-hmm. There is a character named Jinx.
Huh.
And it was, I can't remember, it was it a demon or it was
great. Now something. I gotta research.
No, it was I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. But so somebody else either had the name or I didn't like the character. Anyway, so I added the hi onto it for hijinx instead of just using Jinx, because the Jinx was either taken by someone or I think Jinx was taken. I don't think it was a vampire. I think it was like a druid or something weird. Did you find it?
It's with the Buffy bot episode. That's the only thing I can find out.
You probably have to go to a Buffypedia for me to figure this out. But here, I can figure it out.
Oh, Adam Bush in it. That's awesome. He played Warren.
Yes.
I love him.
You know who Warren is? That's the one who she flayed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. So you have to go to the Jinx on the Buffyverse wiki. Yeah, he's that really creepy demon.
There's just several.
Jinx was one of the minions who served Glorificus. Like all of her minions, he belonged to an unnamed demon race who was shorter than most humans, had beady black eye. Yeah, I didn't like the Jinx who was on the Buffyverse. So he was beaten and stabbed by Ben and was nearly killed by the Knights of Byzantium, but was saved by Glory at the last minute. He's often the one to be blamed when something went wrong for Glory. Anyway, though, so I didn't really
jinxed it. I got it. It. Figured it out.
Anyway, he was like really nasty, ugly character on Buffy, and so I didn't want to. Even though Jinx was a nickname, obviously, for obvious reasons that you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going by hijinx instead, but because say hi to Jinx, hi Jinx, but Damon came on and said, "Hi Jinx." He did the space because he figured it out because he's a smarty pants. But anyway, that's my Damon story.
Damon, I don't care. Still picking a bone with you later. I'll never forgive. No, with Damon. Telling the camera, not you. I know the camera's looking at you. I'm telling the camera.
Why are we picking a bone with Damon?
Because I will always pick this bone with Damon.
I got an apology from Berkey.
I need to see. I need him to be from David, and he lied to me.
I'll have to pull it up
For
somewhere.
any of those of you who are interested, and if you've read Hijinx's book, Lost in My Life, there is a lie listed in the pages by Damon. And if you're a fan of the show, you'll spot it immediately, and you'll know why there's a lie. Don't care. Picking the bone. It's not like he's ever going to watch this.
Stop pointing your finger at me when you're
mad. And if he does
at
watch this,
Damon.
fight me.
Fight me.
You want a piece of me?
A piece of me? Piece of me?
A piece of me? Alrighty, Hijinx, is there anything else you want to talk about? I can't talk about much more about Ethan because spoilers. Doing our best.
Well,
besides the fact that you know he's going to turn evil. But
evil.
How else were you supposed to know why I was freaking out about a guy who has 120 seconds of screen time?
Did you count every second?
Well, I've said 2 minutes twice, so I figured to switch it up to seconds would be the fun part.
I'm trying to think what else. So they did the golf stuff. Well, it's the beginning of
knife.
Sawyer trying to
play nice.
Yeah, trying to get people to like him, which is kind of funny.
After Jack said, change your own bandages.
I was like, because nobody else likes you. And he's like, she does. He does is like, she does.
And then, you can change your own bandages.
Which was kind of like a... yeah,
more than a little. It's also locked with the knife. And then starting to teach Walt.
Yeah. Well, it shows that we haven't had our Walt Michael episode yet, but you're kind of getting a sense that, and we're kind of getting like kind of little glimpses as that their relationship is kind of
non-existent.
It's not natural or comfortable.
Well,
and you find out once we have the episode.
So far that Walt's mom died, and that's why Michael had him. He was picking him up. Did they mention that
already?
It was mentioned, I think, maybe in the Rising Sun episode or the one before it. But it was a conversation that Michael's already had.
Okay. Yeah, but so they are trying to lead up to.
I haven't looked at next week's episode. This is the first time in a while I haven't looked at the next episode. I don't want to know.
Well, it's obvious.
I didn't read the episode title. I'm trying to avoid it. I'm trying to avoid this.
Well,
I'd spoil like 3 weeks in a row. Doesn't mean I remembered anything that happened in the episode. Like the shocked squeal that the world heard earlier today when I watched the episode.
Oh my God.
And I saw my one true fan love in this series. One of the many I have, actually. Let's be honest.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you've got more than just Ethan.
Sawyer, got Charlie, got Ethan. I got somebody I can't mention yet because he doesn't come in until next season.
Well, I'm just glad that you didn't go to any of those fan parties because I would have had to keep you away from William.
I would have been respectful.
Really?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
I would have been too shy to say anything to them. I wouldn't have approached anyone directly.
I know his email address.
I would have been hiding in a corner.
I have his email address.
You also have Crowley's phone number. You got connections to everybody.
Everybody in the club.
You know what? I think I did the math once. Your degree of separation from Kevin Bacon is a 4, which makes mine a 5.
How did you figure that out? How am I 4 degrees from Kevin Bacon? I feel like I'm closer.
So, connection to JJ. Whatever the case may be.
Well, my connection to JJ is 1.
I know. And then going off from there, JJ. I think his is a 3. JJ is 3. That makes you 4, which means I'm at least a 5, which is 5 degrees of separation.
I feel like JJ's done enough movies that he's probably been in one.
It's probably been moved up since then. I did this math
or TV
20 years ago. Give or take.
Ooh.
Probably 15. I probably did the math 15 years ago. So since then, our numbers probably decreased. We're probably a lot closer to Kevin Bacon numbers. There are some actors who don't have Kevin Bacon numbers like we do.
That's right. Wow, Kevin Bacon's middle name is Norwood.
What?
I'm sorry. I wanted to see his filmography because I was going to make sure because I was pretty sure I could figure out that it's closer.
You can just type in Bacon degree in a name.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Bacon degree. J.J.
Google.
Abrams.
You doing it? What's it say?
It's being annoying. Bacon degree is a separation. It helps if I can spell separation.
Well,
It's unfortunately, I can't actually look it up this way because hold on, J.J. Abrams was an executive producer of the ABC drama series 6 Degrees, which is the concept of 6 degrees of separation.
Yes.
The game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon is a variation of the theory where the player started connecting movie star to Kevin Bacon within 6 steps.
But that doesn't count. That should not count.
I can't actually look up JJ's Bacon degree. Well, toward a pharmacy. Oh, that makes that a 1. Which would make 2. 3. Yeah, I can still get JJ to at least 3. Orlando Bloom was in Toward a Pharmacy. And Orlando Bloom was in a movie with a very little known actor known as Dominic Monaghan. And we could do the math from there. That still puts your number at least. Have you met Dom in real life?
I have not met Dom, but I've interacted with him when he was on the fuselage.
Close enough. That makes your number 3. So it's my number 4.
I gave him his color.
Yeah, we'll take it. In a later episode, we will figure out bacon numbers. Dedicate a whole episode to bacon numbers if we have to.
That's right.
But in the meantime, we haven't really gotten any comments or anything on anything, so nothing to report there. Mild activity in the Discord. Please come join us. You can make it all lively and stuff. The link should be below.
Y'all can discuss things without us, and we'll interject when we can. I'm in a major move right now, and so I've been super busy.
And I have 2 Discords to separate my screen names. So the BusyBee one is not on my phone. So I only get to look at the BusyBee one when I'm on the computer working on Lost stuff, which is about twice a week. Once to record this, in which case I will check for comments, I will check for emails, I'll do all that. And then once more later on, probably Saturday night when I'm last minute scrambling to finish editing and get the episode up, I'll check everything again. But thank you all for all the views you've given us so far. Any and all of the likes, any and all of the watches. Every hour watched helps improve the algorithm so more people can find us and be put on this flight that hijinx doesn't even want to be on.
Hey, I'm trying.
She's trying. I've strapped her down. She can't leave.
I mean, if there are any questions about stuff or things about stuff related to Lost,
you have any specific fandom topics? I guess it can go off topic. We've done it enough so far. I try my best. It's not working. It's so easy to go on tangents. Yeah, we would love to talk about anything and everything. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want us to talk about specific topics, you can tell us on the Discord. You can tell us in the email, lostatemypod@gmail.com. We also have an Instagram and an X, though. With everything, X.
I'm sorry, but X kicked Stephen King off because he said something about Elon Musk. So I think we should remove ourselves from X. That's just me.
I'm very rarely. I just use it to say, hey, we posted. Or maybe the 1 or 2 of our people.
Yes.
I'm not going to be active on X. I'm not a fan of the way Elon Musk has changed things.
Well, yeah. I mean, he literally banned Stephen King because Stephen King said something about him. So,
and
that's not
honestly. I side with the writer.
Well, there's this thing called freedom of speech, and they're not following that. So I'm just saying.
I'm going to exercise my freedom of speech and say I don't like X, but I got to use it because I'm trying to be professional. That's all it is. I don't even use my personal account on it anymore. I don't like the fact that you have to pay to be a premium. I was looking at how to possibly one day monetize. In order to monetize, you have to buy in and be a member.
Yeah.
No. I'll monetize on everything else first. So if you want to help us monetize on everything else and give a slight middle finger to Elon Musk, come follow us. Come like our videos. Come share.
All
come
right.
spread the love / hate.
Spread the love and hate.
The love for Lost, the hate for X. That is what we are now. I'll still be posting on X because I'm going to try to beat the system very little bit at a time. What was it? I looked at it. How many followers do we have? We have 59 followers. I'm guessing about 60 are bots. 59 followers, 60 bots. That tells you everything. Wow. Pretty sure it's all bots. Or people fishing. With a PH.
All right.
All right. With that, I am BusyBee. That was Hijinx. And this was Last Week My Podcast. Have a good day, night, or whatever it is for you.